Okay guys, this is another signature breakdown of a design I just created here for KL597. Okay, so he wanted it level 6 Barb. There's his name, his clan name. He didn't have a theme, but he had a colour scheme, blue and black. So, not very detailed, but yet gives me some room to play with. Don't have to be very specific. Now the problem is, with a level 6 Barb, there isn't a render released yet by Supercell. And if it is, if you find one on Google, it's usually a very pixelated or low quality render. So for this one, I thought outside the box, and I'll show you why. So for the render of the Barbarian, I'm actually using the Barbarian from Diablo 3, which is a Blizzard game. Very good quality, nice texturing, a lot of detail, and that's what you really want in a render, is a lot of detail. Now obviously this isn't a render because obviously there's a background. It doesn't faze me because we can always work with that. And I use this also from another Blizzard game as the background. Now I don't use the whole background. The best thing to do with backgrounds is use a snippet or an area to get some good texture. So let's go into Photoshop. Let me show you the end result first. So this is what we're going to end up with. Barbarian, his name, his clan name. It's blue and black, but also I like the way it's kept its flesh tones. So it's not washed out looking, kind of looks natural. But yeah, it's very cool looking as well. So let's get started. So untick that and start from the bottom. So first of all, bring in my background layer. As you can tell, it's only a certain area shown of the image I used. So I didn't want to use the whole image, just a certain area. Okay, next I'm going to bring in my render. And what I'll do, I'll show you what I did. So I'll disable the layer mask. So this is the image brought in. And what I did, using a layer mask, I hid all this. So I more or less cut the render out of the image, but without destroying it, because I used a layer mask. So if I enable it, as you can see, it's taking all this away, leaving only the render. Next, as you can see, it's very yellowy, a bit dark. So I duplicated the render and set this one to screen. So it's the same render, same layer, just brings out the colours a wee bit more. Now, next I wanted to do a bit more background work to bring his background into it. So here's another background layer. And as you can tell, these two are actually above the render, and this other background's behind. And what this does, it kind of wraps around the render, so the render doesn't look like it's just sitting on top. It kind of blends in and it merges with the whole image. And if you can't see that, it's just untick and you'll see why. So this is this layer, it's just this side being affected, and this layer is the other side. So if I bring them all in, so I didn't like this bit here on this side of the background, and that's why I brought this one in. And to make this blend in, it's very sharp here around this horn. It just looks very jagged, doesn't look like it's blending, so it just did a wee soft brush and just gradually ease it in. So that's the base image to work with now. Now we're going to work up from that. So my next layer is my shadow layer. All it is a brush, shortcut B for brush, and it's a big soft brush. As you can see, I don't use too many brushes, just got a very select few. I see people like hundreds and hundreds of brushes. There's no need, to be honest. And I'll use with black, so hit X to select black and just colour in. I just usually just do the sides, just fin edit type of effect. Okay, my next layer is C4D, and what this is, it's just a wee quick, it's only down here because just to blend it and make it like a wee effect. So here, sorry, let me select my arrow tool. So it looks like he's coming out of these spikes. Next is my light source layer. This is a light source. And what you do, I'll zoom in. That we're at the moment it's very pixelated. That's because we're at 300% zoom, but that's okay. But so bring in my light source, and what I do, I use, see his helmet there? It's very bright. Use the render as the location of your light source. So obviously the light is coming from up here and it's coming down this way. As you can tell, the render is lighting up here and there's a wee bit of shadow in here. So technically the light should be coming from this angle. So that's why I put the light here. Let me just zoom back out 100%. And that's just a soft brush with white. Okay, so you said you wanted a blue and black thing. Already we've got a lot of black, grey tones. So my next layer is color layer. Here we are, we're bringing in the color scheme now. And this one is set to soft light at 100% opacity. So I like this color blue, it's like a midnight sky type of blue. Next is my border. As I'll zoom in, this is a 3-layer border. I'll set it to normal. So it's actually black, blue, black. And I just used a pencil with a 1 pixel brush. So it goes all the way around. So black, blue and black. And for the effect, not the effect, sorry, the blending mode, I set it to hard light. So it kind of gives it that glass for us, that glass type of look, as you can tell. So if it brings the colours forward, I like that. I'll zoom back out, 100%. So next image, next layer is a flattened image. This is this image in one layer. So this is our reference point from now on. Next layer is my burn and dodge. Burn and dodge is over here. Dodge highlights, burn darkens. So this is kind of like shadowing. So your light source and shadowing. So what I wanted to do is emphasize his armor a wee bit more. Zoom in. Emphasize his armor. So I use the burn and dodge to highlight the light areas. So light here, light. To his helmet, we bit of armor work. So as you see, when I bring it in, see the way it's making his armor stand out a wee bit better. Next is in text. Let's drop down folder. So what I did here, I've made the text, these are the 3 text layers. And for non-editing purposes, I made them into 1 layer, so I can actually hide these. I'd use them if I need to come back to them and reuse them. But so I put everything onto 1 layer, and I put the effects onto this 1 layer, so I don't want to do it for all 3. So I put a stroke, inner glow, a gradient overlay, my outer glow, and a drop shadow. And that's the effects for that 1 layer. And just close that folder off, keep everything nice and neat. Okay, So I wanted to emphasize the text a wee bit more, so I brought in a new layer and just added stars. Now what this is was a brush, paper brush again, and you can download these from the internet. These are star brushes, and it's best to set them with white. So set them with white and change them to overlay. Get a nice wee sparkle theme to it, makes the colours pop a wee bit more. I did it again, so I duplicated this layer just to bring these stars in a wee bit more. I set this one to soft light with 15% opacity, so that's with it off, on. So I just wanted to bring these stars in a wee bit more. Next layer is another flattened image, so this is our next reference point. So we're almost finished now, so for the last finishing touch I added a gradient map. And I wasn't really happy with the colour, so I added a gradient map. This one is dark blue to white, and it just really highlights the blues in this one. Gives a nice dark blue thing, which I like. And as you can see, it doesn't affect the flesh tones, which is really good. I didn't want everything to be black and blue, so there's still a little details shown. And here we have the final image in its own completed layer. So I'll zoom out. That's the image you'll see on the screen. That's the image which will be saved, and I hope you likes it. So thank you for watching, and I'll post this now for you. Bye bye.